All right, hi mom. Thank you for joining me today. We're gonna be talking about the tamale. Um, so first and foremost, what community does the tamale come from?
Um, Hello. First of all, originally, we know the tamales come from Central and South America in different forms, but we also know that in our family, because we're not um, from those regions, we know that the tamales became a custom in the southwest region of North America as well.
Awesome. So, what cultural group does this represent then? Would you
So,
say?
primarily Mexico, from what I understand. I know that there's different versions of tamales in Central and South America as well. And then in our family tradition, there's a Southwest element, Southwest North America um, element to that, and it also is primarily something that we did traditionally around Christmas time.
And this was from grandma, yeah, from her growing up on the border as well, and so that's kind of where we got all that started passed down to the family, right?
Yeah, because Mom grew up in Nogales, Arizona, which is a border town on Mexico, on the border of Mexico. And half of Nogales is in Mexico, and half of Nogales is in Arizona. And so at the time, it was very easy to cross the border. And so she spent a lot of time in Mexico and had a lot of, most of her classmates lived in Mexico. So she had a very mixed culture growing up.
Yeah. So she told me a couple stories about it as well. Grandma did, about how she would around
Oh,
Christmas
okay.
time, her and her friends would go. It was kind of more bigger in the Catholic community, but she would go knocking door to door, tell someone to let her in, and then basically they just have like a big kind of party thing with tamales, and then they'd go to like midnight mass after. But on more of the tamale itself, though, like how would I know you used to make them with grandma as well. Like what's the preparation method look like?
Um, when we made tamales, I remember being a little kid, and we went to a I don't remember who it was, but somebody that Mom knew, and she was a Mexican woman who had us over for the whole day, and they made tamales from before the sun came up till after the sun went down, and there was just numerous women in the kitchen making tamales all day long, and that was right before Christmas. Um, the way that we learned how to make tamales was, do you want me just to tell you kind of what you do? Is that
Yeah, I mean, just like what. So we know it takes like an all day sort of thing. It's like an all day sort of process, and it's not just something you can kind of make for dinner really simply. But like what, like basically, like what would the process itself look like? Like
okay?
ingredients, what
Well,
you need, and whatever.
first of all, you have to take corn husks and soak them, and you have to get them soft because usually they're dry, and you can buy them, dried, and then you soak them in water for a long time, and you get them soft, and then you have to prepare something called masa, and masa is made out of cornmeal and lard. I know some people use shortening and stuff, but the traditional way is to use lard, as well as like they put salt and chicken stock and water and baking powder and stuff into it. It kind of makes a dough, and then you put some of that onto a corn husk, and then in the meantime you have prepared like a meat and a sauce. So then basically you put the masa down, and you put some meat, seasoned, and it's been shredded, and kind of a spicy sauce with chilies and things in it. And then some people, what you put in it depends on where you're from. But where in Nogales, it was really common to put 1 green olive in it and 1 raisin in each tamale. And I'm not sure the significance of that, but it was a traditional thing. I don't think that everyone does that. And then you wrap it up and you fold the corn husk a certain way, and then you have to let that sit, and then you steam them with you put them in like a steamer to cook them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Well, that's all the questions I have for you. But thank you very much for, answering these questions and giving me some of your time to do this.
Can I tell you one more story?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I have one more story about the corn husks. So we always had tradition, I mean, you know it too, that we always had tamales on Christmas Eve. But then also as a kid, and we do it sometimes, Mom still does it almost every year, but as a kid we'd always take the tamale, the corn husks after we ate the tamales, and Mom taught us all how to make corn husk dolls. And so then we would, while they were still soft, we would fold them into this to corn husk dolls, and then we would always take our dolls and put them on the tree, and it was a decoration, and each family member had a different corn husk doll after we had the Christmas Eve dinner.
Oh, that's awesome.
I can send you a picture of one.
Yeah. We should definitely do that then.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you for everything, and